What up, WeHo? I'm Mike Siriaco, and welcome to the new and improved WeHoTV News. A lot has happened since our last episode in August, so let's bring you up to speed with the WeHo wind-up. Let's put 30 seconds on the clock. WeHo flaunted his girl power on Women's Equality Day. Drag Race diva Willem Bly rode a big girl bike, courtesy of WeHo pedals. The Abbey celebrate the birth of its new gaby brother, the Chapel. The WeHo Halloween Carnival proved less is more, at least when it comes to costumes. Things go down the tubes for British YouTube personality Callum McSwiggan, who pled guilty to lying about being gay bashed. We honored our brave men and women in uniform and indulged our military fetish on Veterans Day. And we proved once again we know what tryptophan means on Thanksgiving week. Oh, and wasn't there like an election or something? Wonder who won. Alright, WeHo. I hope you've been blasting those glutes because it's time to slip into your news briefs. How much do you love West Hollywood? Are you always thinking of ways to make WeHo better? Well, there's a part-time job with very low wages you can apply for. Nominations for city council candidates are being held through December 9th. Residents interested in running in the March 7th election should contact the city clerk's office to set up an appointment and check out the website below for more details. Oh, and for all our gay residents, let me share a piece of advice I learned from watching Game of Thrones. Just because you're a queen doesn't necessarily mean you're fit to govern the people. Speaking of fierce females, on November 1st, Women in Books, the literary club sponsored by the City of West Hollywood's Women Advisory Board, met at the WeHo Library to discuss Erin Lindsay McCabe's novel, I Shall Be Near to You. Inspired by a true story, the book chronicles a strong-willed woman who disguises herself as a man so she can fight by her husband's side in the Civil War. While we're on the subject of literature, I'd like to say I've been making progress in the book I've been reading. You can't hide from me forever, Waldo! The West Hollywood Library was a busy place this month because on November 13th, it hosted a transgendered film festival featuring the documentaries Raising Zoe, the story of a trans teenager battling bullying from classmates and school officials, as well as Shunned, which follows a trans beauty pageant in the Philippines. Now, I want to clarify that this event shouldn't be confused with the Transformers Film Festival, although I have to admit Optimus Prime gives a moving performance in Bots Don't Cry. This month, the City of West Hollywood has released Finish the Line, an animated video highlighting the benefits of extending the Metro Crenshaw LAX light rail transit line to WeHo, such as increasing access to nightlife, tourism, and cultural events. Plus, with more accessible public transit, all you Italian plumbers can give poor Yoshi a break. This has been your News Briefs. On November 11th, West Hollywood celebrated Veterans Day by commemorating members of the U.S. Armed Forces with a presentation of wreaths held at the Sal Guariello Veterans Memorial Fountain. Or as WeHo's geek community knows it, that Pokestop where you caught all those Charmanders back in June? That's the one. The event was attended by City Hall staff members, representatives from our local WeHo sheriffs and LA fire stations, as well as a very special veteran who we have on the line now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our show, Captain Stephen Rogers, aka Captain America.
Thank you for having me, civilians.
So, tell us a little bit about the ceremony.
Well, the weather was sunny. I met some inspiring patriots. All in all, it was a great way to support the brave men and women who gave so much in the name of our freedom.
Well, I heard that afterwards there was some sort of program held at the West Hollywood City Council chambers?
Affirmative. We were trolleyed over to the council chamber, where I had the pleasure of listening to several inspiring orators. I even met a number of impressive youngsters at the UCLA ROTC Color Guard.
Didn't they also screen the short video, Dear Captain, K9s for Warriors?
Yes, and as someone who has experienced the emotional scars of war, the heartwarming tale of a veteran and his dog should play in every theater house across this great nation.
Yeah, we just watch things on YouTube now. But thank you for your time, Captain. Oh, and before we go, is there a significant other in your life?
It's complicated.
Captain America, ladies and gentlemen! For those of you that like colorful costumed characters, West Hollywood's Halloween Carnival once again packed Santa Monica Boulevard with loads of ludicrous looks. If you missed the mayhem, check it out now. What up, WeHo? I'm Mike Siriaco, and here we are on Santa Monica Boulevard for the 2016 West Hollywood Halloween Carnival. Each year, this event brings in literally hundreds of thousands of participants, making it the biggest bacchanal this side of the Pride Parade. Halloween harbors a huge melting pot in West Hollywood, with people of all ages, from children to children at heart. As you look around, you see families of all shapes and sizes.
Are you guys together?
He's my dad.
Wow! So if you were the Khaleesi of West Hollywood, what's the first thing you decree?
I decree that everybody should love everybody and accept everyone for who they are.
This event also attracts a fair amount of celebrities, like my new best friend, Darren Criss.
I forgot that West Hollywood is its own city. It's its own sector. It gets its own set of rules and regulations, which is really great. I find it very appropriate for somewhere as fun as West Hollywood. Needless to say, I'm thrilled to be included by this city, to be crowned its king, queen, whatever you prefer, whatever pronoun you like.
Tonight, I've seen all races, genders, sexual orientations, and I've had plenty to geek out over, too.
We are getting our geek chic on. Bum, 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 bum. Happy Halloween! Look, I found my daddy. Now we want to hear from you. Hit up the comment section below and let us know your favorite looks you saw at this year's Halloween. And don't forget to click that little red subscribe button for more info on your favorite neighborhood. I'm Mike Suriaco, and this is WeHoTV News. Happy Halloween, boo.
I spent most of my nights in a blonde wig and a dress, so I thought I might do something different for Halloween.
Halloween isn't the only epic party in WeHo. The city is constantly celebrating, with everything from pride to sloppy bachelorette parties, and of course birthdays. We go now to our field correspondent, Asher Rodriguez, who's out celebrating a somewhat unique birthday.
Hey everybody, it's Asher Rodriguez from WeHoTV, and I'm on Santa Monica Boulevard celebrating the 90th anniversary of the most iconic highway in America, Route 66. Let's go get some kicks. Spanning 2,451 miles from Chicago to Santa Monica, and serving as a major path for those migrating west, America's roadway is celebrating a very special birthday.
Well, this is the 90th anniversary of Route 66. We have a lot of memories for the last 90 years, and West Hollywood's right in the heart of it.
For many, Route 66 signified a fresh start and a chance to escape.
The Okies came through after the Dust Bowl to pick fruits. We've had everyone escaping the Depression come out here, and the troops that came through, traveling to Long Beach, San Pedro, all these bases out here, made Route 66 what it is.
Although it was decommissioned in 1985, travelers along Route 66 can still take a glimpse back in time and experience classic Americana in all of its glory.
There's a lot of really funky stuff on Route 66 to see, and stay in teepees, and we stayed at the Blue Swallow Inn in Arizona, and it's an interesting way to see America.
Route 66 is an anchor here. This is like the most famous street in the world, and happens to be cutting through Santa Monica Boulevard. So it's got history.
For 90 years, Route 66 has remained an enduring symbol of strength and determination.
It is the road to hope, the road to opportunity.
Reporting from historic Route 66 in the heart of West Hollywood, this is Asher Rodriguez for WeHoTV News.
Thank you, Asher. Following the results of this month's presidential election, protests have sprung up across the country. In several cities, including Portland and Oakland, these demonstrations have turned violent and have been labeled riots by local police. For more on this, we turn to our senior correspondent, Eddie Robinson. Eddie, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me in the studio.
So Eddie, please tell us how riots are not a part of West Hollywood culture. Never have been and never will be.
Actually, that's not actually completely true. In fact, this year is the 50th anniversary of the Sunset Strip riots. Since the 1960s, the area along West Hollywood's stretch of Sunset Boulevard served as a countercultural mecca, a music mecca, providing venues for the likes of the Eagles, Frank Zappa, and Joni Mitchell. Their performances attracted throngs of followers, including scores of teenagers. And because they were underage, they were barred from these clubs, so they would loiter in the streets. The resulting crowds and traffic led to the enforcement of a curfew for those under 18. These striplings saw this as an assault on their civil liberties and fought back by staging a demonstration on November 12, 1966. The event, which amassed up to 3,000 participants, including Jack Nicholson and Peter Fonda, erupted in a confrontation with the police.
Oh, I get it now. So it was just the straights up on Sunset that were causing the trouble, while the gays were chilling peacefully down in Santa Monica.
Not at all. See, over the next few months, more demonstrations followed, and by 1967, these protesters were joined by the participants of the Black Cat Tavern riots of Silver Lake, where members of the LGBT community confronted the LAPD.
Gotcha. So it doesn't matter whether they're gay or straight, protests in WeHo will always turn violent.
Wrong again. West Hollywood has a history of successful nonviolent demonstrations. Just look back at the peaceful marches opposing Proposition 8, which sought to ban same-sex marriage.
Oh, now it makes sense. So, in the future, when executing a political demonstration in West Hollywood, we should do it peacefully because...
That's right, it creates a moral high ground and prevents injuries for either party.
Oh, I was gonna say we don't want to destroy all our nice stuff, but your reason works too. Thank you, Eddie Robinson.
Thank you.
What up, world? As part of our reboot of WeHoTV News, we want to spread the love of West Hollywood to not just our own community, but to the rest of the planet. It would be selfish of us not to do so. So this month, we're gonna kick things off by sharing some tidbits about our favorite neighborhood. Here are 5 facts you need to know about WeHo. Number 1, WeHo is a party town. The city of West Hollywood loves to get down, evidenced by our lavish public events like our annual Halloween Carnival, as well as our LGBT Pride Parade and Festival. In fact, partying is inscribed in our city's DNA. For a long time, the area that would one day become WeHo was unincorporated, meaning that it wasn't officially a part of Los Angeles. It also meant it was immune from LA's ban against gambling, so during the 1920s, casinos and nightclubs began springing up along Sunset Boulevard, attracting a cavalcade of old-school movie stars over the years like Marilyn Monroe, Frank Sinatra, and Lucille Ball. In fact, up until the rise of Las Vegas in the 50s, West Hollywood's Sunset Strip was the premier adult entertainment destination in the country. Oh, and Vegas? We didn't even need Celine Dion. Number 2. WeHo was an LGBT sanctuary. Another benefit of this neighborhood's initial unincorporated status is that it falls under the purview of the Los Angeles sheriffs, who proved to be sympathetic to the LGBT community during an era when homosexuality was considered taboo. So gays migrated in droves to this area under the sheriff's benign jurisdiction. To this day, a strong LGBT presence is reflected in our city, sometimes nicknamed the Gayborhood, because of the many gay bars populating our stretch of Santa Monica Boulevard. Beyond our queer bar crawls, WeHo serves as LA's capital of LGBT culture, housing institutions like the June L. Mazer Lesbian Archives and the West Hollywood Library, which is a treasure trove of queer literature and history. Spoiler, we're overachievers, and proud of it. Number 3, WeHo stood up to AIDS. The downside to West Hollywood's prominent LGBT population is that when the AIDS epidemic hit in the 80s, we got hit hard. We also fought back hard. A number of charities and organizations were founded to assist those who contracted the virus, such as AIDS Project Los Angeles, who held the world's first AIDS walk right here in WeHo in 1985. This tradition of AIDS advocacy continues to flourish, with Project Angel Food delivering meals to those too sick to cook for themselves, and the Los Angeles LGBT Center providing a full range of medical services and testing to not only treat the disease, but to prevent it from infecting a new generation. So yeah, WeHo's got your back. Number 4, WeHo was a hippie haven. Although our LGBT population is prominent, the queer community makes up but a fraction of our diverse city. During the 60s, our most visible demographic were the hippies, who flocked from all over the country to live closer to their music idols. A number of countercultural performers lived around the corner on Laurel Canyon, including Frank Zappa, Carole King, and Neil Young, and they would frequently play at our Sunset Strip venues like the Whiskey A Go-Go and Pandora's Box. This zeitgeist was immortalized in a number of songs, including Buffalo Springfield's For What It's Worth and Roger Waters' Sunset Strip. Although I guess that last one could be about anywhere. Number 5, From Russia with Love. Another prominent demographic is our Russian community. During the 1970s, thousands of Russian Jews immigrated to West Hollywood, primarily settling around Plummer Park. In fact, West Hollywood's Russian-speaking community is one of the most concentrated Russian-speaking regions in the United States, second only to New York. Which is awesome because Mother Russia gave us our favorite muscle mutant. Isn't that right, Colossus?
This is a shameful and reckless use of your powers.
Oh, please, comrade. I've been way more shameful than this. You should see my Instagram. And now you know what you need to know about WeHo. Our man Eddie is always in the know. This month he attended a special event honoring members of our community who are no longer with us. We go now to Eddie Robinson.
As violence against the transgender community continues to rise, Transgender Day of Remembrance has emerged as the day to bring awareness to the ongoing cruelties endured by the transgender community. Taking place annually on November 20th, TDOR is the day to remember those who have been slain as a result of transphobia and crimes that often remain unsolved. It is also a day to acknowledge the road ahead to social, political, and professional acceptance of the transgender community.
Well, the Transgender Day of Remembrance started over 10 years ago after the death of Rita Hester from Massachusetts. There was spontaneous protests on the street, and the following year, San Francisco started a march in her honor, in her memory, and that was sort of the beginning of Transgender Day of Remembrance.
This is my first time attending the Transgender Day of Remembrance event here in West Hollywood, and I hope to find out how we can better understand and support the T in the LGBTQ community. How do you hope that the arts, how do you hope that that's going to be a catalyst for bringing everyone together?
I think of the arts as an opportunity to tell stories and to really archive our experiences. So I think it's important for the arts to be a vehicle to capture our stories and sort of humanize us for folks who might not understand the things that we're going through.
Not only do we need to understand and support the transgender community, but we also need to love and appreciate their strength, much of which has championed the overall LGBTQ movement from the very beginning of our modern struggle.
We have to fight back, and I'm so glad that we still have allies here that was willing to stand beside us and help us on this fight.
The important thing is not to hide in the shadows. We need to be upfront. We need to let people know who we are, talk about our lives. We need to be out there to talk about who we are.
So many in the transgender community face intersectional bias, and the best way to fight that is to listen, find common experiences, shared struggles, and triumphs.
The transgender community crosses every intersection. Because of that, we truly are a microcosm of greater society. If we can all help to lift each other up, we will build a warmer, more respectful, more dignified interaction with one another. I think that would be a beautiful thing.
I'm not my father's son. I'm not the image of what he dreamed of.
It's important to immerse ourselves in worlds that, although they may seem different at first, are ultimately the same so that we can all come together and move forward. I'm Eddie Robinson, WeHoTV News.
Our guest this month is a local comic book writer whose works include Love Machines, Death Saves, and Adventure Time. Most recently, he contributed to Love is Love, a comic book anthology dedicated to the victims of this summer's Orlando Pulse nightclub shootings. Please welcome to our show, Josh Trujillo. Thank you for being here.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Okay, so what can you tell us about the story you contributed to Love is Love?
So Love is Love is an anthology benefiting victims of the Orlando Pulse nightclub shooting. So there's about 250 people involved with it. It's put together by Mark Andreyko, who's a comic writer. He did Manhunter and some Batwoman comics.
And Wonder Woman 77,
And
right?
Wonder Woman 77.
Yeah.
IDW and DC Comics are teaming up for it. So my story is with an artist named Michael Howoller.
Okay.
He's based out of New York, but it's kind of about going to Tiger Heat for the first time, which is which back in the day used to be a happening gay club. I don't know if it still exists or not.
Wait, was this back when it was at Arena?
This was when it was operating in the off Cahuenga, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So that was like the first location.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
So it's that. It's feeling exciting and young and cute for the first time.
I don't remember that. That's far too long ago for me.
Wow.
Okay, so this anthology features such greats as Phil Jimenez, Mike Carey, the comedian Patton Oswalt. So how does it feel to be published alongside like these big names?
It's weird because it's by association. You know, it's not like Patton and I were sitting in the room and talking about our work. But I feel like it's great that we all come from such different points of life and just different careers, because it's not just the comics people, it's not just indie comics people, maybe more like myself, or big name people like Phil Jimenez. It's kind of just a full spectrum, to steal a phrase.
Well, especially Patton Oswalt, he's not even gay. He jumped into this.
There are a lot of straight allies, I will say, who've contributed to this book. I don't know the numbers, but a lot.
So all the proceeds of this are going straight to the Orlando victims. Why does this cause resonate so strongly for you?
I think we were all kind of shocked by what happened during the Orlando Pulse shootings, especially in West Hollywood, because it was the morning of West Hollywood Pride that we got the news. And so I think we all kind of thought, do I go out or do I not go out? And is it a sign of strength or like self-preservation to not be a part of this
And wasn't
thing?
there allegedly going to be like some guy they caught that was also trying to bomb like
Right,
so it could have been us.
I mean, it could have been us, and it still could be us, but I think we have a responsibility, especially now, to be more visibly queer and to be prouder and to be more out and we shouldn't recede into the shadows because so many people, I think, were scared by attacks like that, and also just what the future may hold for us. We need to be, more united and more proud than ever.
Yeah, I love that. So you've lived in WeHo for a while now. How much of the city of West Hollywood influences your comic book work?
So even for stuff like my Adventure Time comics,
Yeah.
some of the original characters I create are inspired by gay icons in some ways. There's a Dionne Warwick album cover who kind of directly inspired a character that's in one of my books. And then the more personal work, of course, reflects all of my misadventures in love, shall we say. So it's you can feel the West Hollywood brimming, I think, from it.
Feel that WeHo angst.
Wow.
All right, before we go, Josh, where can our fans find you on social media?
Sure, you can follow me on Twitter at LostHisKeysMan, or you can visit my website, joshtrujillo.com, and all of my books are available on Comixology digitally.
I look forward to reading them. Thank you so much for coming
course,
on,
thank
being
you.
the first official guest of the new and improved WeHoTV News. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Trujillo. That's our show this month. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us at WeHo City for all the WeHo news you need to know. Keep it cute, WeHo.